Okay, I put on some rubber gloves because I'm going to have to touch the resin in this next thing, and I'm already starting to itch. So, a little extra protection there. I've got all of my beads coated, and the resin is still pretty, it hasn't really started to set up too much yet. So as long as it's still real wet and runny, when it starts to pool, I can just take my brush and brush off the excess. But it's when it starts to get too sticky for that, then I will flip them. But they're looking good right now. I just want to make sure that they're as straight up and down as I can get them so that the resin doesn't pull to one side or the other. When I have leftover resin, I usually put it on some kind of papers. And I just got an assortment of papers from upstairs to slap some on, and we'll see what happens. This is just a decorative piece of paper. It's almost like a heavy mulberry paper, but it's got some weird little fibers in it. So let's just put some resin on there and see what happens. And I'm going to pour it on just a little bit to start with, and then just use an old credit card to spread it. Get it pretty even if I can. So you really want to wear gloves for this because you're going to have to touch it. Turn it over, do the same. And I've got a piece of freezer paper over there that has just a thin coat of Vaseline on it, and that's what I'm going to lay this on to dry. You can use just like a big trash bag or something. Just keep in mind that if there's any wrinkles on your trash bag, it's going to make a pattern in the paper, and your paper's going to dry with that pattern. So you want it really smooth. Okay, you can already see how it kind of makes the paper transparent. And when it dries, it's going to be kind of plasticky. Let me lay this one out. Let's try another one. I think I have enough for one more smaller one. Let's do some text, because that always looks kind of cool. So, yeah, this is really starting to get thick now, so we got to hurry. Spread it out. Flip it. So you can see, kind of see both sides of the text. Coming through, which looks kind of cool. We might have enough for one more. Let's just do a regular piece of mulberry. Let's do this dark. This is just a regular little square of plain mulberry paper. If I can squeegee some of this excess off and use it, maybe not. Once it starts to harden, it goes kind of fast. You know, it'll stay nice and runny for a good 30-45 minutes, but then when it decides to start setting up, it gets really sticky really fast. This is already pretty much done on the other side because of all I've got on the paper. Yeah. Okay. Lay that out to dry. Now I won't be messing with these beads or with that paper until tomorrow. I'll use some solvent to clean that off because I can still use that. But I'm going to trash that, and these. So, tomorrow we will check back in and see how everything has hardened and see what it looks like. And until then, I'll be back. Yesterday, I resined up some beads. I let them set up overnight, and today they are completely hardened and shiny and wonderful. I don't even know if you can see how reflective they are, but they're awesome. I really love the way they turned out. And you know, my hardener had yellowed pretty bad because it's old, but it really didn't discolor the beads too badly that I can tell. They may be just a little bit warmer looking than they normally would, but definitely not bad. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and mix up another batch or two and just cover some more beads just to get rid of it, because there's really not much else I can do with it. I'll do some more papers and things. And, oh, the papers. Okay, I did these three, remember? I think I did this one first. This was that piece of kind of heavy fibrous mulberry paper. And I don't know if you can tell how it is now see-through and plasticky and weird and wonderful. I love what it does to paper. It makes good little textural, unusual additions to your collages or journal pages or whatever. I did this piece of a dictionary page, which also becomes kind of see-through, and you can see the text on both sides, so it's really hard to read because you can't really tell what's printed on one side and what's printed on the other. And I love the way that looks. And then this plain piece of mulberry paper, which was it's a dark kind of eggplant purple, but it became more transparent and has that same kind of plasticky feel that the others do. I like that, you know, they're still pliable. They don't stiffen up. So they still have that kind of paper quality to them, but then they're plastic too. It's really strange. I love that. So, okay, that's all I have. That was our I'm calling it successful experiment with resin and beads. And I hope that you give it a try, because it's fun and it really does protect your beads if you're going to use them for jewelry or something. Like these big ones, these are going to be focal beads, you know, obviously. There'll be some large something, although these, the more I stare at them, they're looking like Christmas trees to me. I need to get over that, because then that's gonna inhibit how I use them, because I will only be able to see them as Christmas trees. And this one, it's looking like a caterpillar in a you know, what do they call it? A cocoon, a chrysalis or whatever, and which is gross to me. So I need to get over that too. My favorite one is this one. And it is my favorite because it was a piece of scrap drop paper that I had painted on, but it had this big blob of paint right at the end, this ledge right here, and that it just happened to end up right at the end when I was wrapping it, so it was just perfect. And I just love it. I love that, just that random odd ledge of paint blob right there. So I think this is my favorite. I might make something special out of that one. So there we have it. Okay, now I'm all inspired to go do some more, so I'll probably waste another whole day doing that. So until I think of something else, that's all I have. So The end.